What? Oh, wow. Here we are. And man, it's been a long ride. What's going on, y'all? I'm Jack, and this is Striker 2K2. This is a YouTube channel where we do everything. Reverse engineering, Python, C#, C++, World of Warcraft. And we even do a little bit of Garth Brooks, but all the Garth Brooks videos have been taken down because I think too many people love them. Anyways, more of the story is that welcome to the channel. Man, it's been crazy. So, this channel's been going through a lot of things. Namely, I tried to teach people how to reverse engineer using Ghidra. I tried to do really simple crack me's and even did some Pythons, but something really cool came across my desk. And ends up that it's right down my alley. There's a new CVE out there that targets Windows, and it does it in a really peculiar kind of way. It does it through Microsoft Word, and it's not the original macros that we're all used to. It is macro lists, to speak plainly. It's using MS HTML. As soon as Word starts up, something happens to HTML, and magic happens. So, talking about magic, let's put some magic in and see if we can get some code out. Oh. All right, so first things first. I haven't streamed in a long time. Actually, it took like 30 minutes just to make sure everything back there is cleaned up. So I'm going to do something. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the audio to YouTube. I'm going to see if the audio is good. So if it revibrates, if it reverbs, and it really makes your ears bleed, sorry. Not sorry at the same time. Here we go. I like it. Okay. So something also completely new that I've never done before is wearing apparel that is very easily recognizable. So I want a big shout out to Black Lantern Security for letting me do this on the clock and getting paid for it. It's absolutely amazing. So first couple minutes is going to be me talking about what we got going on, showing you some of the some of the software that I'm using, some of the virtual environments that I'm using to allow people to get in, to get started, to check out the stream. For the Twitch links to go around, for the YouTube links to go around, all that. So I am double streaming on Twitch and on YouTube. I haven't really looked to see if Twitch is up and running. So if you are on Twitch and if you are wanting to follow along, jump over to YouTube, because YouTube is the chats that I'm going to be monitoring. Okay, so likewise, if you are on Twitch, I love you, but please jump over to YouTube. That's where that's where I'm going to be paying the most attention. So feel free to throw in a chat. If you happen to be in the same Microsoft Teams as me, feel free to send me a private chat or go ahead and chat in the chat room that this link is in, and I will respond to you. With that said, I only have 3 monitors, 1, 2, 3, and it's getting kind of cramped. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what we got going on. Let's do a browser split. And I've even changed the way that the stream is. Usually I'm on the right side of the screen. Today I'm on the left side of the screen. So when I look at this monitor, it actually looks like I'm looking at this monitor in your eyes. It's going to be great. It's going to be beautiful. All right. So the lovely people at Black Lantern Security said, hey, when you do your live stream today, go ahead and do it on the clock. I am on the clock. So if you are out there and you have any questions about what is Black Lantern Security, how can I upgrade my cybersecurity, or if you want someone to test out your cybersecurity, jump on blacklantern.com. The biggest thing about this website, in my opinion, is the blog. We have some amazing people who've done some amazing work, and they've shared their work. Me, I like making YouTube videos. Other people like writing blogs. So jump on Black Lantern Security and check out their blogs. Subsequently, you can also check them out at their Twitter page, Black Lantern Security, Black Lantern LLC. Then also check me out. I also want you to check out some of my stuff too. Hopefully I can do more of these things, and hopefully do it in a way where it's beneficial to everybody. So please check out mine as well. All right. So the CVE that we're jumping into is going to be CVE 2021-40444. I think that's the only CVE I have memorized because it's really easy. It's 44444. Only one number to remember. That's 4. All right. So this is what we're looking at, and this is on Microsoft's website. Feel free to check it out. But the way that I jumped into it is I found this post by a guy by the name of Lask, Lasq. And actually, I might even tag him in a future Twitter post to let him know that what I'm doing today is kind of based off what he did. So the goal for today is to get up to where he was, and then hopefully a little bit further. He did it in 30 minutes. I have about an hour and 20 minutes, about an hour and 30 minutes before I start my evening. And even then, I still might be able to go through a little bit more as long as the people who are on that side of the wall don't make any noise and interrupt me. So we will see. But I got about an hour and 30 minutes to play around with you guys with this today. So hopefully we can go a little bit further than what he did. And he did it in a 33-minute video. And the video can be found here. I'm going to go all the way to the beginning. Can I go all the way to the beginning? Bam. Okay, so he did a video and it can be found here, analyzing Microsoft's 0-day. And he has made a YouTube channel called Malfine Labs. I suggest you go ahead and check him out and see what he has to say. So we're going to be going down more or less the same process. The only difference with this process is that he's using Burp Suite. I'm not going to be using Burp Suite. I'm going to be using something called Rimnux. So now we got that out of the way. Now that I got my coffee, now that I've told you guys, Black Lantern Security, go, 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 go. Let's go and start taking a look at some of the things. 9 minutes have passed. I think we got enough people inside of the chat to start going. All right. So, the things are going good even in the chat. I like that. Awesome. So, let's take a look. And also something really cool about this is that I get to play around with Stream OBS. So let's go ahead and go full desktop. So the first thing that I've got, let's go ahead and go to the top screen. I got my vulnerable victim machine. I even had to install Microsoft Word on it because I didn't have Microsoft Word on it originally, but we do have Word now. So I have went ahead and downloaded all the files that are required. So at this time, during this live stream, there are no links below for the files. I'm going to be putting the links down below sometime in the future. And that will happen. But for now, if you're looking at this live stream, there are no links. But what you can do is you can absolutely go to Malfine's page or Malfine's video and check out these links. So I downloaded it directly from here, samples. And it's going to go to the website. And when you download them, the password is going to be infected. There's all the information there for it. Subsequently, I also got the Python Deobfuscator as well. So we're going to see how far we can go into this. If I don't get as far as I want to today, then we will continue tomorrow. Now, I've seen all 33 minutes of this video, 32 minutes of this video, but I haven't really dug in too deep into it. So we're going to be learning as we go, and I might actually come back to this video to reference it. But with that said, let's take a look at what we have. Top screen split. All right, so this is all live, but I'm going to try it anyways. I'm going to try Windows plus sign. I'm going to try to magnify. Ooh, look at me, I'm professional. All right. So when I open up, when I download everything, I get to these 3 zip files. You have to have 7-zip installed. So when you unzip them, unzip, open archive. I'm going to bring that up. And I believe that the zoom is not going to work out the way that I planned. When you extract it, go next, and the password is going to be infected. All right, I've already unzipped all these. So they are all already here. So when I unzip the files that I find off of that guy's YouTube page, I get the following. I get a document, I get a cap file, and I get a side HTML. So really quickly, let's go ahead and double click on it. First things first is the safety and security of the operation environment. I'm using VirtualBox, and this is its own virtual environment. So I have it where I have it in its own virtual environment inside of its own virtual LAN. It is only connected to one other machine. That's my Remnux server, and I'll show you guys that in a second. So I've assigned it a static IP of 101. My Remnux server is 102. And of course, the DNS is 102. So this is only communicating with one other virtual machine on my network, and that is my Remnux machine. So there's no chance of spilling out going anywhere else. All right, so let's go ahead and what do I want to do? Do I just want to double click it? Sure. Let's double click it. But first thing you should always do, let me see if I can get it. First thing you should always do is hover above this little icon here. You guys can't see it, but that's fine. Machine. I'm going to take a snapshot. So I'm going to go into settings. No, not settings. Virtual machine, virtual box. Let's open this up. Let's bring this up here. All right, I already have a snapshot pre-infection, and it's ready for me to infect it. If you want to follow along, then go ahead and make sure you do that snapshot before you continue. I've already snapshot, so I'm good. I'm going to go ahead and just run this by double clicking. All right, connecting for server information right here. It's going, it's going. Okay, this is what it looks like. Letter before small claims court. A lot of important information. If you don't do it, you're going to be sued. Terrence Moore, attorney at law. All right, but the interesting thing about this is, first off, there's a ribbon up there. But that's because I haven't activated Microsoft Word. I don't feel like spending $99 just to, infect Microsoft Word and then have to delete it. But usually there is a banner up there saying macros are installed. There are no macros in this one. No warning came up saying that there are macros. But it is malicious if something has happened. So we're going to close it again. Let's go ahead and run some tools. I got a series of tools here. So I have done this a little bit so I could get an idea of what tools I need to install. But there will be a point where I want to stop talking as if I'm teaching you, and there's going to be a point where I just start fumbling through it like an idiot, and that's where we're all going to learn together. But right now, I have more or less an idea of what I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and take a quick pause, and we're going to check out the chat. Very cool, very cool. Awesome. Oh, I haven't told LinkedIn about it. I'm glad that BLS told LinkedIn. I'm going to tell LinkedIn about what I'm doing right now. Okay. All right. So you guys get to see me just, oh, thank you, Black Lantern Security. I'm just going to go ahead and share this. You guys are awesome. Okay. All right, so I do have some tools. I do have the system internal suite. That is by far the blue team's favorite thing to play with, system internals. All right, let's go ahead and check out Procmon. Yes, I would like to run it. Okay, and then of course, I like keeping my desktop more or less clean. I'm going to go ahead and close out of that. I'm not going to need that for a while. All right, I'm going to uncheck everything and just see it raw. All right, so as soon as we turn on Procmon, we get a ton of mess. What I do know is that we are going to be looking at a process called, double click and it goes up there. Awesome. Process that is winword.exe. So let's go ahead and add that. Let's make sure it's checked. Click apply, hit OK. Okay, and then we're going to run our malicious document again. Double click, contacting server for information. I thought it would say something there, a little bit more information about what server it's trying to connect to. It's currently not, and that's fine. Oh, okay, it's up. So let's go ahead and Alt Tab over here. Let's see what we got. WinWord did a lot of things. Process start, registry open key, create file, load image. It's all really small. I'm going to zoom in real quick, and then I'm going to zoom out because it just doesn't work all that well when I'm trying to live stream it. All right, but a lot of registry values open and closing, things along those lines. Nothing quite malicious. All right, let's go ahead and change the filter up a little bit. And I am going to try to keep the magnification thing on so I can zoom in and out quickly. If it gets too laggy, I'll close it off. Let's go ahead and look at operations that contain the word TCP. Let's see if Microsoft Word is doing any TCP communication. And once again, this is me going through it step by step as if I'm the one that's trying to reverse engineer it, because I am, and a little less of a presentation. So I'm going to be doing everything step for step. I'm not going to take any shortcuts. We're just going to do it all straight from the top. Okay, let's see what we have here. Oh, I wasn't quite expecting that. I was expecting it to make a TCP call of some sort. Filter. Oh, let's try that instead. Okay. All right, while that comes up, let me see if we get any new chats. All right, so we got Handgun Pro saying hack the planet. Absolutely. Man, what movie was that from? That wasn't from Hackers, was it, with Angelina Jolie? Anyways, love that movie. No, I don't want to sign in. Stop asking me dumb questions that you know the answer to. All right, I don't know what's up with Process Monitor. Let me close out of it. All right. Anyways, let me show you the other toy that I picked up from Lenny Zeltzer when I was going through the. Hey, what's going on, Jonathan? What's going on, Jim? All right, so this is Rimnux that I picked up from Forensics 610 when I was going through trying to get my Grim for reverse engineering of malware. So I want to see if my malicious document actually calls out. So I'm going to set up a fake DNS. And that's not the one that I wanted. Here we go. Let's open up a terminal. I'm going to go ahead and do accept all IPs. And then it's going to tell me that I actually have to say start, which is fine. All right. So Rimnux is amazing. You can find it just by typing in Rimnux in Google. It's got a ton of reverse engineering helpful aids, like accept all IPs. So what this is going to do, now that I have my victim machine pointed at my Rimnux machine, Rimnux is going to accept anything that comes in, regardless of the IP that it's supposed to, regardless of the IP that it's actually aimed towards. And yes, hackers, amazing. All right, then I'm going to go ahead and start up something called fake DNS. All right, so really quickly with accept all IPs and fake DNS, let's get a real quick idea of what that even does. Let's jump back to our top screen. In our top screen, let's go ahead and do a command prompt. Let's do a ping www.google.com. All right, so I've pinged Google. Now remember, I said that this machine only talked to Rimnux and no other machine. So how are we getting something from google.com? Well, if you see, it's actually a local IP, 192.168.56.102, which, yes, you've absolutely guessed it, has been intercepted by Rimnux. Rimnux is pretending that it is Google. So there's another thing that I want to do in which I want to run inetsim. INetSim is another thing in Rimnux that is going to replicate being an HTTP server, a mail server, FTP servers, POP email server, along with a secure web server. So now I can come back into here, and I can go to, let's say, google.com. And it has been intercepted by INetSim and is being hosted by Rimnux. So I haven't looked at the video from earlier. I haven't looked at this video. I kind of have an idea that this document is going to reach out to a web server. Now, I tested it out a little bit, but I haven't gotten to the point of actually hosting a document. But what I'm hoping and praying is that I can host a malicious website using INetSim, and then have the malware pull that malicious website, do something with it, and then actually spit out, or actually perform the malicious attack that it wanted to do. Once again, I'm walking through this. This is a live reverse engineer. I'm going to stumble. I'm going to learn. We'll see what happens. Okay. Let's go ahead and go back to Rimnux. All right, so what I'm expecting to see here is once I launch the document again, it should try to connect to something, assuming that it didn't magically somehow get patched. I also expected to see something in prompt command, but that didn't happen. Check it out. All right, so let's go back up to top screen. I'm gonna close out of that. I'm gonna close out of that. All right. And then try to run this again. And then let's see what we got here. Oh, here we go. So it is trying to reach out to HIDUSI. All right. I don't know if I don't have a zoom in function on here. Can I? Nope, that's for search. How can I make it bigger? That would be awesome. Minimize, maximize. All right. So if anyone has used, has anyone used Ubuntu terminals before? Everyone has. But if anyone has information on how to zoom in on the terminal, that would be. Kopta says, you teach better than my university lectures. Well, thank you. I will accept that. So I'm very glad that you think so. I have a tendency to go on and ramble, though, so I'm afraid that I'd be one of those university teachers that put people to sleep. So thank you, but hopefully I don't put you to sleep, and if I do, let me know. All right. Let's see. So we do have, so it does try to call out to this HID USI. Let's go ahead and see if we can get a little bit more information on that. In Remnux and almost any Ubuntu operating system, you can have or you can easily get Wireshark. So let's go ahead and run Wireshark. All right, I'm going to run Wireshark on my adapter ENP0S3. And I've used Wireshark enough to know that I need to do some filtering. So I'm going to do an IP address that equals to my victim 101, I think it is. Okay, and then I only want to pull things that are HTTP. All right, so let's go back to the victim. All right, our victim is still here. Let's go ahead and close it. Don't save. I made a change. Maybe I accidentally hit space or something. All right, let's go ahead and reopen it. I'm glad that it lets me reopen it multiple times. That's awesome. Okay, and then in here, we do get some stuff going on. Options, HTTP OK, head with a really interesting website. A get, another head, options. Something's definitely happening here. Let's go ahead and refine this a little bit. Let's do an HTTP.response. I'm sorry. Let me do that again. Request method. The reason why I want to do this is I want to get just this just the gets, and I'll look down here and I see that Git right here actually has the, I guess you can call it the website. Not so much the website, but the folder inside the website, and then the page that it wants, which is in this case side.html. So I'm gonna just have this Git method so I can filter out the rest of this stuff. So I'm gonna do the method. I'm gonna make the method just Git so we can see only what it's calling in for right now. And yeah, okay, so it's trying to get side.html. Excellent. So that is about where I stop lecturing and start diving in and wondering what the hell is going on. So if y'all are ready to dive in and control plus. 1 second. We're gonna try control plus. No. Control shift plus. Oh, control shift plus. Okay, what about control shift minus? No? Uh-oh. Ah! What about preferences? Text, colors, background, height. All right, well, good news is that control shift plus makes it big, but I don't know how to make it small. Okay, you helped me make it big. Thank you. Jonathan, help me make it small again. All right. Oh, did it just do it to just that one? It did do it to just that one. So if I close down to that, and then open up a new tab. Okay, never mind. We're good. Yeah, for some reason, control minus didn't work. Let me try control shift plus. Okay, now control minus. Control minus without holding shift. Awesome. Hey, we all learn something new every day. All right, well, let's go ahead and make this one that big. That big. Make this one that big as well. And make this one that big. Maybe I ought to do all of my streams with Ubuntu because it's really easy to make things bigger and smaller. Okay. Control plus 0 should resize to default. Awesome. Let's see if that's true. Control 0. Perfect. Man, you guys are rocking it today. Maybe I should be the one with the notepad and the pen and taking lectures from you. All right. So, now here's the thing. I want to. First off, I want to know why Procmon isn't working the way that I wanted it. Oh, go ahead and check out. Open up Procmon again. Systems internals, procmon.exe. Yes, please. Just to make sure that it's working, I want everything to show. Okay. Now to see if we can get the Word document, let's do just the Word document. Why's my filter not working? Oh, I didn't hit apply. Okay. Let's see. Double click on that. Let's look in here. When Word comes up. Awesome, but not that you guys can see it. I think you all want to see it, huh? Okay, there we go. All right, so I went ahead and checked out the filter. I got this one going right now just to see if Procmon is still working affected. Okay, and then let's go ahead and roll through here, see if we can find it doing some sort of TCP thing. I want to try to find it natively, but I just might try to filter it, even though filter didn't work last time. I'm going to try it. Here we go. Okay. So we've already verified with Rimnux that it is doing some sort of, TCP IP connection, but we also see it here as well. And this IP and website is because of the way that I'm receiving it on the other end with Rimnux. Rimnux is I don't exactly know how Rimnux the internals work, but it replies back with this address. But there really shouldn't be any communication going on inside of. You know what? Before I even come up with that, let's go ahead and just open up WinWord with nothing. Let's open up Word by itself. And let's see if it has any TCP communications. None. Natively, it has nothing. Hello world. Okay, so it still does do some stuff, but nowhere near as much as it did when we opened up that file. Oh, okay. Oh, this is interesting. So how would one determine what is normal when TCP communication versus what is malicious TCP communication using just process monitor? Okay, that says winword.exe. What about this one down here? Winword.exe. Okay, what about this one? Winword.exe. Okay, let's go ahead and open up our malicious file. I probably should have cleared process monitor first. I totally just exited out of process monitor. Go me. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and click on it. All right. So that is up. So let's take a look at how it looks in here. It has a lot more information on this one. Winword.exe, and it's doing court.doc with the attack O. I believe that's also normal. I don't see anything malicious with that because we are opening up the document itself. So I guess that makes sense. So how would you know that there's something malicious happening in the TCP looking just at process monitor? At this time, I have no way of determining that. I can tell that there's TCP traffic, but it was like normal TCP traffic because we opened up a blank document earlier and it's the same thing. Are there any documentation on MS-HTML and the use of XUSC directive works? There might be, but I don't have that information at this time. Use filler and add some of the nosy domains to the host list. I very well could. I did use Fiddler for a while there. I do like it. Ends up that I'm more of a Wireshark boy myself, but Fiddler could be something absolutely. If you have a little bit more information than just hey use Fiddler, then shoot it my way. But like a YouTube video or something of what you would suggest that I do, downloading Fiddler and installing it. You know what? I guess we could. Actually, I'm going to put that on hold because I think the next thing that I want to do is still beneficial. So, more of the story is that I'm going through Procmon and it's showing TCP stuff, but I can't tell whether it's legit or fake, legit or malicious. There we go. But I did use Rimnux, and using Rimnux, I was able to determine that it was making that call to HID USI, and then I did use Wireshark to further solidify my analysis. So we're on the right track. Now the question is does it do anything malicious when launched on its own without being able to reach out to a website? And that's what I'm going to find out next. So let's go ahead and jump back to the top screen split. And let's go ahead and see what else it does. Let's take off that filter. And let's see if it does any processing stuff. Does a process start of winword.exe. Okay, but it's not launching any other processes. Okay. So we have verified. I'm going to launch it one more time so I have something in Wireshark to demonstrate. So we have verified that when it launches, it does do a call and it does try to go to E8C7629 blah 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 side.html. So let's go and take a look at side.html and see what it is. So I want to first off do static analysis on side.html. And then if possible, and I haven't tried this yet, I want to see if I can do dynamic analysis with side.html by putting it in a folder that inetsim can grab a hold of and host as if it was the server, and that might actually do something. It might actually populate some malicious stuff inside of my process monitor. All right, so let's go ahead and cancel out of this. Let's go ahead, stop and save. Now we'll quit just like that, and then see if we can bring that up in Sublime or something. Now, I don't believe that I have Sublime installed. I think I got something. All right, side.html. What was the name of the thing that I was gonna use? I think Lenny put in a notepad in here. What was the name of it? Side.html. Ooh, well, this is gonna be fun. There's got to be a better way to make this look pretty. All right, we're gonna see if we can download. What's the name of it? Sublime. Sudo apt install Sublime. Enable. Oh, heck. Of course, I can't install Sublime because I'm in a contained network. All right, let me go ahead and break out of that network real quick so we can get Sublime installed. All right, let's do a sudo service network manager restart. There we go. Now we should be able to. How the hell do you get Sublime on Ubuntu? So one thing about being a reverse engineer and a vulnerability research is not so much the degree you have or what languages you speak. It's about how good you can Google. All right, so Sublime.txt. Oh, don't tell me I actually have to go and do. No, I just want to do a app get Sublime. All right, well, what about Notepad++? I don't want to go through all that. That's too much. All right, sudo apt install Notepad QQ. There we go. Sorry, Sublime. You might be awesome, but just too much to type. Okay, let's see what we got going in the chats. Damn, that's a lot of VMs you got there. Yes, I have way too many. Oh, sudo apt-get install Sublime text. Let's try that. Absolutely. Let's pop this open. Sudo apt-get. I haven't done that. Oh, damn. Excuse me. Be aware. What? What? Oh, yes. I guess I can't do two things at once. I'm gonna do two things at once. That's weird. All right. Well, we'll wait patiently for Notepad++. So, how about them Cowboys? Oh, actually, I don't even know what the score was from last night. What was the score for? You know what? It doesn't matter. This is done, so let's take a look at this. All right, and then let me go ahead and do Sublime text. No package Sublime.txt, but there is a snap with that name. Okay, well, let's do a sudo snap install Sublime.txt. Maybe I should just do VS Code. Gosh. This revision of Sublime, blah 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 blah. Oh my gosh, we want to include classic. I don't care. All right. But let's go ahead and see if we can do a notepad QQ of what we want to do. What was it called? Side.html. And it still comes up ugly. It's okay. I know how to press enter 100,000 times. Isn't there has to be like some sort of beautify script that I can run? Oh, the fun of doing things live. I should have just not done it live. I should have just done a YouTube video, then posted that YouTube video. But I'm like, you know what? I think they want to see me do it live. So they can see, when I mess up and how I overcome it, Because, I mean, that's what I want to see. I don't want to see, some guy just blaring through and say, all right, well, you have to do this, 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 and this. I'm like, I want to see what happens when they mess up because I'm probably going to mess up. But that also means you got to hit enter 1,000 times to make everything look good. All right, so there's a function. Here's another function. Here's another function. We're getting somewhere. there another function? I think after this, probably gonna. Ooh, there's a catch. Probably gonna go back. I'm probably gonna make an actual video that's like an hour long. Actually goes through all this again. But I'll actually be. I can't say more prepared because I'm pretty prepared today because I knew I was doing it live, so I was prepared as I could for a live. You know? JS Beautify, you have to remove the HTML part. JS, oh, you know what? I think, yeah, well, this isn't, is this JavaScript? Yeah, it is. Doctype, JS Beautify. I do believe that Remdex has JS Beautify. Ah! Oh my gosh. Sweet. It does. All right, well, I'm definitely going to save, what I've done so far, but man, I haven't used JS Beautify in a minute. Let's see if we remember how to do that. Info. Man. All right. So I have to remove the HTML part. Yeah, I can remove the HTML part. That works. Open. Doesn't let me open. All right, whatever. No, no, thank you. All right, let's go ahead and remove the doc type HTML. Do I have to remove the HTML tags? I think just that one part, huh? Actually, be surprised if I have to also have to remove that. Kind of makes sense. Okay, now HTML or JS Beautify. Cool. And then let's do. And let's do a notepad QQ on my new beautiful.html. See if it's beautiful. It is beautiful. Otto, you're my favorite friend now. Otto, you rock. Yep, I totally forgot about JS Beautify. All right. So now that we get that up and rolling, let's see what we got. UXA compatible. It looks like it's aimed towards IE 11. This is the. I'm just going to call this array. Can I change it throughout the entire thing? I think I can do a replace all. Right, replace. It's an array, but I don't know if I just want to call it array. Oh, it's wrong one. Maybe I do just want to call it array. I don't know, it's dictionary? I'm going to call it array for now. Oh, I'm going to replace array. Replace all. Bam. Three have been replaced. All right. So it's got this long array. I wish I could JS beautify this. I'm going to go ahead and. One thing about being live. You also get phone calls. Yay. I'll worry about you later. Set attributes, iframe. Oh, championship.inf. Need to figure out what that is. Okay. And then it does this function. This function brings in this and this. Anything? What is this? All right, I highlighted that. I don't really see anything else. I mean, it looks like a X-ray value. Maybe. And return that equals function of that and that. Let's go ahead and enter out on this real quick. we got a bunch of parsents. It's taken that, which is equal to that variable. The parsent of that variable by CE and D8 and C4 and C9. Okay. We even got a minus int. All right. And then if that equals that, okay. If that equals that, then break. Else it's going to push. What are we pushing? Pushing and shifting. Are we pushing and shifting the array? Catch that, push and shift. Okay, so this right here is going to be pretty important. Because if those two don't add up, then we're going to jump into this. Let's see, we got some acty stuff. I'm guessing that's ActiveX, some content windows, the pending child. This ooh, that comes up a lot. And there's our ministry cap. Oh, and here's our URL. Okay. HTTP request. All right, so we're looking for HTML. All right, so ministry.cab, and then championship.infi or INF. And of course, since I did a little bit of reading, and since it's in here, this is pretty much going to be something ActiveX. So we'll be able to take a look at that. Needs to be deobfuscated. And I'm up for the challenge, but I also know that it has already been deobfuscated by the gentleman whose video that I watched earlier, the one who kind of put me on this whole thing. So I think we're going to go back and take a look at what he has going on. So he did link his deobfuscator, and it is here on his GitHub. So we're going to go ahead and give that a shot and see what we can do. So he's going to make that bigger. I can't make that bigger. So in his script, he's going to bring in side.html and he's going to output side deobfuscated HTML. So do I have Python in Remnux? I do. Very cool. And I do believe that I'm currently connected to the outside internet here. Let's go ahead, activities, Firefox, github.com, LASQ88, Malware Analysis, blob, main, CVE 2021 40444, Deobfuscate.py. No, of course not. So I messed something up. HTTPS, github.com, LASQ, word malware, word analysis, blob, main, CVE. Oh, I spelled it right. Let's just have Google find it for me. No? Okay, why not? That sucks. All right, let's do LASQ.github. Let's go to his GitHub. Go to malware analysis. Go here. Click on that. And then usually a nice little download button. But man, whatever. Let's go raw. We're just going to copy it all. And then paste it somewhere. Let's do Notepad. Deobfuscate.py. Paste it in there. All right, so side.html. And we just run, let's do Python 3 deobfuscate. Let's clean it up a little bit. All right. Let's do Python 3 deobfuscate. Then let's do side.html. Well, do I need to do side.html? No. I just need to do deobfuscate. It's going to pull side.html. There we go. So now let's do a notepad QQ on side deobfuscate.html. I want to beautify it. I want to save that. Cancel that, cancel that. All right. Let's go ahead and not JS beautify. Is it JS beautify? Yes, JS beautify. Side deobfuscated to beautiful deobfuscated.html. Oh, I thought that's how you did it. Oh no. Gotta pipe it out. Okay. There we go. Now let's do a notepad QQ of beautiful deobfuscated. All right, so same thing as before. Got all this, got this array. But this is the part that was really hard to read before. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we had before. And then we'll take a look at what we have now. So this is what we had before. We had these that were obfuscated. We had all this that was obfuscated. All this was obfuscated. All this more or less obfuscated. Versus what we have after we ran his deobfuscator. This is a lot easier to read. Here we go. Script, ActiveX, object, HTML file. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So we see that he's launching ActiveX on that HTML file, or he's launching the HTML file with ActiveX to form that function. Like we're also doing a get here on that script. Oh, okay, this is the script inside of the document. And and here's class ID. Okay. And then we got some CPL. Looks like he's trying to create a .cpl file. Oh my god, that's long. Okay, we got a CPL at that location. At that location. Looks like he's going through a lot of different locations. Let me see. This is 3 sets of dots. App data, local, temp. App data, local, temp. Changes. Okay, here we go. He goes into the temp low directory. So it's like championship.inf is either already on the machine or is to be dropped earlier and then used. It's setting the attributes of it as the class ID. All right. So now that I have an idea of what it's doing, I still want to see it dynamically. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get Remnux to have I'm going to try to get Remnux to run it using this guy. No, not fake DNS. Using inet.sim. And that's going to be take some work because right now my expectation is that the malware reaches out to the server provides side.html, and then it does all of the operations that we are currently seeing here in this beautiful deobfuscated file, to include running ActiveX object and being able to run the CPL file championship.inf after it's dropped. So I'm going to try to host this file and see if I can get the malware to download it. At least that's the plan. We'll see how that goes. Okay, are you showing the Python script still? Okay, so I would love to make the assumption that y'all were looking at this the entire time. And if that is wrong, then I ask that y'all scream as loud as you can. All right, so I have taken site.html and I've beautified it, in which we have all this obfuscated, hard to read. Subsequently, I have also taken that site obfuscated I've taken that site obfuscated stuff from that Python and I've made it into a beautiful obfuscated.html, and I am currently looking at that. The Python script that I used came from LASQ88 or Malfind on YouTube, in which I found it at github.com LASQ88, his folder of malware analysis, and inside of the CVE 2021-40444. So went to his GitHub page, clicked on malware analysis, clicked on the folder CVE 2021, and then I got his obfuscated pie. And then since I trusted his work, I just went ahead and put it into its own file. And I didn't make any changes to it. I just went ahead and saved it and closed out of it. And then afterwards, I just went ahead and launched it just by itself, Python 3 deobfuscate.py, and it automatically created. It automatically took in side.html and it automatically spit out side obfuscated.html. All right. Let's back up here for a second. All right. So I still don't exactly know what is happening with ministry.cab, and I don't exactly, well, I know exactly what's happening with side.html. Not exactly, but I've been able to pull it down and I get that idea that it's going to be running that ActiveX object with that script to perform the heavy lifting. Let's go ahead and see what else we can do with the docx. Any docx file is more or less a zip file of items. So let's go ahead and see if we can unzip this some way. And I haven't done this quite yet, but it shouldn't be the worst thing. Let's go ahead and file open. What do I want to open? I'm putting. Nope. All right, so I'm gonna have to actually get another tool to actually be able to pop this bad boy open. All right. So what I'm thinking is that my next two steps are as follows. I want to figure out exactly what type of let me see. So next two things I want to do is I want to be able to see what type of relationships this document has. Then I also want to be able to host that HTML file using Rimnux to see if we can actually get something going on. But as for right now, I'm going to go ahead and take a break from the stream. Going to get started on the rest of my night, and then on Monday, if everything goes well, hoping to jump back on and continue on. Monday, we're going to be focusing on hosting that file and being able to hosting that HTML file using Rimnux and having the malware communicate with that file, and then continuing on to see the malicious things it actually does using things like Proxmox and Wireshark and things along those lines. So, if you guys get a chance tonight, go ahead and check out. Go ahead and pull down. Go ahead and pull down the pieces of malware from here. Then pull down the deobfuscation.py, and then go ahead and get Rimnux and start playing around with things like. Go ahead and play around with the accept all IPs, the fake DNS, the INetSim, and of course Wireshark. And then we will hopefully, if all goes well, we'll continue tomorrow and start taking a little bit more deeper look into how this thing operates. So thank you guys for coming and joining me. I hope you really enjoyed it. It's live, so I hope that is very beneficial instead of just watching a 33-minute information dump. So I'm looking forward to it again on Monday, and I absolutely am appreciative of everything that Black Lens Security has done and given me the opportunity to be able to do this and provide it to you all. So please go ahead and check them out. Give them your support. Check out the blogs. These guys do a lot of great and amazing things. The last one that we have is looking at multiple CVEs on device managers and web applications. So take a look at that. If you keep looking at this website, you'll see a blog that I will be posting in the future about a blue team tool that might be able to be tricked. That would be very interesting. I'm happy to have that out there in the wild. So absolutely amazing. So once again, check out Black Lantern, check out their Twitter, check out my Twitter. And of course, BlastQ has done a lot of amazing work. Go ahead and check him out. Check out malfind.com for him. All right, y'all have been absolutely amazing. Thank you for everything, and we'll see you next time.